So, what if AI could do more than just write a poem about a sunset? What if it could actually see that sunset, hear the waves crashing, and really understand the feeling of that moment? We're about to dive into a massive leap forward for AI, a huge shift that's expected to become the new standard around 2026. And trust me, it goes way beyond the chatbots we're used to.
Just think about that for a second. An AI that doesn't just process text or an image or a sound all by themselves, but perceives the world with all those senses working together at the same time. Kind of like we do. This isn't just a simple upgrade. It's like we're witnessing the birth of a whole new kind of artificial intelligence.
Because right now, let's be honest, the AI we interact with is powerful, for sure, but it's also stuck in its own lane. It's like having an incredible sense of hearing, but you're totally blind and you can't read. Or maybe you're a genius reader, but you have zero concept of sound or what things look like. Each AI model today is a specialist, but it can't connect the dots between these different worlds.
And this right here illustrates the big shift perfectly. We are moving from this single sense model where an AI can only chew on one type of data at a time to a unified senses model. The idea is that by 2026, high-level AI is going to be able to process and really understand the world through a combined, much more complete perception.
This huge change has a name. It's called the fusion shift. And really, it's all about giving AI a completely new kind of brain. Not one that just keeps separate files for text and images and audio, but one that actually fuses them all together into a single, cohesive understanding of what's going on.
And I really want to pause on this date for a moment. This isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. Nope. The tech that's making all this happen is maturing as we speak. And by 2026, this approach is really expected to be the baseline for any serious advanced AI system out there.
All right, so how in the world does this work? Well, the first big idea you need to know is multi-model fusion. You can think of this as the core engine. It's the tech that lets an AI take in all these different streams of information, what it sees, what it hears, what it reads, and merges them all into one single unified system. But okay, just jamming data together is only half the story. The real magic, the part that's a total game changer, is cross-modal reasoning. This is the AI's ability to actually think across those different senses. So, for example, it could watch a video of a car engine sputtering, listen to that weird clanking sound it's making, and read the repair manual all at once to tell you, hey, that's your flux capacitor, you need to fix that part. And what's so telling about this is the ultimate goal, right? This isn't just about building a more powerful machine. It's about making AI more perceptive, more intuitive, frankly, a little more like us. It's about giving it a kind of common sense that's built from having multiple senses. So how does this all get wired together? I know it sounds incredibly complicated, but the way it works can actually be broken down into 3 main steps. First step, you've got encoding. The AI takes every single input, a picture, a sound, a sentence, and translates it all into a universal language of math. Next, you have the fusion step. This is where it brings all those mathematical signals together into one shared workspace. And finally, there's reasoning. And this is the cool part. The AI doesn't just add the data up, it figures out how one sense changes the meaning of another to spot these really deep patterns. Now, of course, this kind of leap forward doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It's really powered by a perfect storm of a few key things. Computer chips that are thousands of times more powerful than they were just a decade ago, these massive online libraries of data, like videos that perfectly match images with spoken words, and the fact that we're putting cameras and microphones with AI directly into, well, pretty much everything.
Okay, so that's the how. Now let's get to the fun part, the wow. What does a world with this kind of technology actually look and feel like? Because the real-world applications are pretty stunning.
Let's start with healthcare. A doctor could use an AI that looks at a patient's x-rays, reads their blood work, and listens to them describe their symptoms all at the same time. What's the result? A much, much more complete picture of that person's health, which could lead to way faster and more accurate diagnoses. Or think about being on the road. This can mean a huge jump in safety for things like self-driving cars. The car can fuse what its cameras are seeing with what its radar is detecting and what its map data is telling it, all into one single, coherent picture of the world around it. That makes it so much more reliable, especially in those crazy, unpredictable situations. Even something like shopping gets a major upgrade. Imagine you take a photo of a chair you love, and you tell a shopping site, hey, find me something like this, but give it more of a rustic feel and make it a darker wood. The AI would get it. It would understand the visual style, the texture you're after, and your words to find that perfect item. It gets the vibe.
And in the classroom, picture an AI tutor that can actually watch a student working out a math problem on a piece of paper while listening to them explain their thought process out loud. The AI could then pinpoint the exact logical leap where the student got confused and offer truly personalized help right in that moment. That's a game changer. So all of this sounds absolutely incredible, and it is, but this kind of power definitely comes with some serious trade-offs. So we have to do a bit of a reality check here and look at the hidden costs and the very real risks that are involved.
This lays it out pretty clearly. On one hand, you get this immense power of holistic understanding and way better accuracy. But the price you pay for that is pretty steep. These systems take a massive amount of energy and money to run, and they bring up some huge data privacy questions, since, they need to see and hear so much more of our lives.
The challenges are definitely significant. I mean, beyond just the cost and privacy issues, we're also facing brand new kinds of mistakes. While these AIs are more accurate in some ways, they can also hallucinate connections that just aren't there, like maybe linking a sound to the wrong image. And because their thinking is so complex, it's often much, much harder for us to figure out why they made the decision they did.
So here's the bottom line, the most crucial point. This massive leap into a more perceptive AI is a classic trade-off. To get more power and a deeper understanding of the world, we have to give it more data, spend more money, and move forward with a whole lot more caution.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. As AI starts to develop these almost human-like senses, it becomes less of a simple tool and, well, more of a companion. So how will you choose to interact with the machine that can not only understand your words, but also see the look on your face and hear the tone of your voice?